Hi, I'm Dr. Maria, and today I want to talk a little bit about how can you eat more plants. A lot of people ask me a little bit of like tricks that I might use in my day-to-day eating. So let's start with breakfast. Think about if you do oatmeal, chia seeds, barley for breakfast, maybe millet. So all of those are grains, which are good. They're actually plants. And can you think of adding, for example, some fruits, whether it be berries, that add plants, and then you can also use a plant-based milk, for example, almond milk or soy milk. But then I like even a little bit more of a trick. And this is you can use some cauliflower combined with banana and make a porridge and add then whatever grain you want, maybe some nuts to add a little bit of that crunchiness, and then you can add the spices that you desire. Some of the other tricks that I have learned with time is, for example, using zucchini, or now that fall is coming, using some pumpkin. And instead of doing a pumpkin pie, you can do some pumpkin for breakfast with some oatmeal. Use fresh spices like your cinnamon, ginger, cumin, and all of that can help you at breakfast add a little bit more plants to your daily routine. If you're going to do a smoothie, always remember that you can combine some fruits and vegetables. And another trick is, as a way of protein, think of using canned beans. What? Yes, you heard me, canned beans. So you can use, for example, chickpeas, black beans, white beans. Buy them without the sodium, and that can add some smoothness to it and also a great source of protein for your smoothies. Another trick can be when you do something like a wrap or a sandwich. I like to have some vegetables and fruits that I have already roasted during the weekend, right? So you have them roasted, they're already prepped, and you can use these then to add a little bit of more fiber and flavor. If you do a hummus, how about adding also vegetables to your hummus? So think of, for example, you can do a roasted pepper hummus, but my favorite is the beet hummus. Yes. So lots of beets, creamy, great flavor. And another trick that you can use is always combine either rice cauliflower or broccoli cauliflower with your main grain. So for example, with quinoa, with rice, with barley. And that adds some fiber, protein, right, to your meal. And it's a great way, again, to hide veggies. And then let's think about another alternative for like lunch or dinner or even breakfast. I love to do a roasted vegetable pizza. And I don't put any cheese on it. And basically I make my own sauce, which can be from cashew or it can be one of the hummus that I make. I also use a lot of avocados to make creamy spicy sauces with like poblano and some poblano and cilantro. Yes. So those are ways that I can use and create my own sauce. And then again, I put those roasted vegetables on top of it, which are going to go into the oven. But then a great trick is that I put some dates. And the dates become caramelized. They're not going to add some extra water, so it's not going to get smushy. And after it, depending again on the sauce that you use, you can use a drizzle of balsamic vinegar or any of your favorite like sauces, just to add a little bit more flavor. And then another big trick is during the weekend, think about your root vegetables that are easy to cook. So your beets, sweet potato, corn on the cob. You can actually cook these and just put a whole bunch of them in your oven to make. And then you use this during the week as part of like your main dish, and you complement them and you mix it. always have fruits on hand as a way of snack. And I have discovered that if you keep them in the refrigerator, you might not go to them as a way to snack, and you might just grab the first thing that you want. So think about those fruits that will not go bad if you put them on top of your kitchen countertop. So apples, pears, oranges, bananas that actually they're hard to get ripe, right? So these are ways that you can keep them visible. People are afraid of eating nuts, but I think that nuts are a great source of good fat. They will sustain you. You can add a little bit of nuts to those snacks that you're going to use with some fresh meat, with some fresh fruits and vegetables. And then the other thing that can help is when baking, instead of oil, use your applesauce. And instead of eggs, think about doing flax eggs with flax seeds, or using chia seeds, hemp seeds, to add to anything that you bake. And again, you're adding more plants to what you eat. Those are a little bit of the tricks that I use in my day-to-day. So I always think, in my breakfast, in my lunch, in my dinner, am I hiding or am I adding fresh fruits and vegetables? I love to always combine different vegetables into my salad so that it's not that type of like boring salad that is just your lettuce or whatever green, leaves that you can find, but really think about combining vegetables that are in season. And then one of my other favorite tricks, which is what I did this weekend, is using a simple mix, right? Like your basic recipe for like a bread or a muffin. And then taking one and making hearty with vegetables. And in that one, I put zucchini and carrot and then some rosemary. But also think about combining, for example, like pumpkin and sweet potatoes. Those are really good. And then the other one, I did it with blueberries, right? So you're using the same recipe, your basic recipe, you're dividing it in two, and one you're making it a little bit sweet, right? You can use some fruits, and then the other one you're making it hearty with some vegetables. You can always add nuts to either of them or seeds to either of them. But again, you're adding more fruits and vegetables into your everyday meals. And it's not only about adding more fruits and vegetables. Always think, are you eating legumes? And that is your chickpeas, your lentils, your beans. A lot of my patients tells me, I don't like that. Well, start with hummus. Hummus is something that a lot of people eat. And then think about doing like a refried beans, but without the oils. That's another one that a lot of people eat. And finally, think about a soup, like a lentil soup that then you add like nice vegetables, or a lentil curry. And again, you're adding some nice vegetables. Those are things that people eat, and they're very common. But a lot of my patients tell me that they don't eat legumes, and things like chickpeas, lentils, your beans, you should aim to eat at least one serving per day. So think about it, one serving per day. If you take those lentils and you soak them overnight, you can add them to your breakfast cereal. And then you're adding proteins and you're adding fiber to your meals. So eating more plants is about thinking, where can I add fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, also your legumes like chickpeas, beans, lentils, and then think about those healthy fats. I love using my avocados either in desserts or in my salad dressings, as well as my nuts. They're really good for your sauces and your salad dressings, and then just for a snack. And those are ways that you can start to really think about, am I eating at least 10 different plants per day? And if you like this content, please like this YouTube channel, and that way you'll get notified of when I release new content that can help you start to implement healthy lifestyle behaviors and implement healing from the inside out so that you can take care of yourself. Until next time, this was Dr. Maria. Bye.